Sir, we will start, sir.
Yeah, morning we understood that big data must be distributed. Okay, we distribute it. What is the new issue? You take a distributed system where we have distributed OS on top of a network. Since this is computer network, on top of it distributed OS is there. Now we give programs and data. And it will distribute. Hence it is as simple as this. But the problem with this setup is OS has to take these programs. You all know very well that OS can't understand your high level languages. Since any program written in the mission language, low level language only will be understood by OS. Hence these programs should be low level mission understandable programs. This issue is if you want to work with distributed systems, you should know how to write programs in the low level, understand by distributed OS. This is the issue. Hence, yes, morning I said that distributed systems is there for the last 35 years, 40 years. But the people who write programs, they write at MPI, okay, OpenMP, kind of low level programs they have to write, and they have to inform everything how to distribute and how the outcome flows from one system to other system, everything regarding data distribution, regarding program distribution, and each and every instruction should be written at the low level. And so only those people who can write this will be benefited. They can only handle the data with on the distributed systems. Therefore, if we have data which is to be distributed, which must be distributed, why you want one must? Because your single system cannot hold it, then yes, you can go here, provided you know how to write low level programs. If you don't know how to write, then you can't use it. Hence, then people thought that why only few people who are capable of writing low level programs be benefited? Why not others? Why not others means you have to train them in the low level. Then they looked at how we are writing now for a OS. See, now in our conventional systems, we have OS, but we are writing high level programs. high-level programs. Hence, what is happening? In between, there is a compiler. Hence, compiler takes high-level program and that generates object code which will be understood by OS and that is implemented in the system, in the hardware part. This is what is happening in single system. Then people thought, yeah, this is a solution. Suppose this compiler is not there, what would have happened? Suppose there are no compilers in this world. There are no user interfaces developed. There will be only OS in each system. Everyone has to write low-level programming. This many people, the people from civil engineering, from all other branches, nowadays they are able to work with computers. Even a farmer able to give some values through some user interface, they are able to handle this even without knowing anything about computer. It is all because of compilers and user interfaces. Then they thought that why not we build a computer network, let it be distributed OS, and on top of it, why not you give compiler, so that now instead of low-level programming, you give high-level programming. Then they thought that compiler is a software, compiler is a software B, distributed OS is software A. Hence, you want one software on top of the other. Now, this is not standardized. Then people thought that, why should we have this? Can we have something, a single software, which can be loaded on this computer network? Hence, they want to combine these two, software A union B. Hence, software A will execute, software B is executing compilation. This is what our understanding. Hence, therefore, they want only single software which will take high-level language program plus data, and this software we don't know whether it is going to compile and then execute. How it is going to do it, none of our business. But this software takes high-level program, distributes over computer network, and provide the answer. This is fine. Then they thought that let us not close this shop. Let this shop be there in the name of distributed systems. Let us open a new shop called Big Data Technologies. Big Data Technologies. Data which must be distributed. Now you can either you can go there or you can come here. Data which must be distributed only called as big data. Data which must be distributed is called distributed data. Hence, distributed data name you can call, take it to the distributed system. You can call same data which is to be distributed with big data and you can come here. What is the advantage here? You need not write your program at a low level. You can give at high level program and data, then the software will help you to execute your programs. Whereas here, you must write low level program. This is the difference. That's why, though there is distributed system for the long time, they started designing software under the name Big Data Technologies, because these technologies are helping you to handle big data. How? By distributing. Same thing happening there. Only difference is they admit low-level program, here they admit high-level. And such software they started. First they designed a software called Hadoop. This is one kind of software which will have the same features what I said. It will accept high-level program and data, then it will execute. It will not ask low-level program. But if you go to distributed system, it will ask low-level. Now, once Hadoop is defined, there are so many other software has come. All this software they put it under the name big data technologies. Once you use this big data technologies to analyze your data, it is big data analytics. Since big data technologies are helping you to store and process it. But what algorithm will analyze the data, that we have to design so that it is suitable to the big data technologies. That we have to discuss now. Is it clear? Any doubt? That's how this is there, not closed. A new shop is opened, a new area is opened in the name of big data technologies. Though we can call distributed data only. Once you call distributed data, you will go to distributed system. If you call big data, you can come here. Hence, this is big data is the other name for this, because big data must be distributed. Distributed data also should be distributed. Why you are distributing? Because there is no single system which will hold the data. Any doubt in this? Any discussion, argument, disagreement? Okay. Since they decided to design a software, of course, they named it as Hadoop. But how they aimed at Hadoop? Means what kind of functionalities that Hadoop will do, and what kind of programs that it expects. All these things we have to discuss. Hence now, how to design the Hadoop? That is the question. Of course, you need not design. Just I am telling, when they want to design such a Hadoop, what are the things that they have discussed at the beginning? Why should we understand now? Then only you will know the Hadoop limitations. Because Hadoop is not answer for everything. Hadoop has its own limitations. Hence, why such limitations are there for it? Because they aimed at only some of the things. Their objectives is only those objectives are achieved. Means if you think that Hadoop will do wonders, no, it will do only limited things. What limited things? What it can't do? That we have to understand. Okay. Now, Hadoop is a software, of course, which is now under the title Big Data Technologies, which you want to load it on some set of systems. Hence now all these systems are under this Hadoop. Hence Hadoop has control over these systems. And now this Hadoop should take my high level programs. That's the difference. And the data. Since you can write high level. If you can write low level, better go to distributed system. Don't come here. Very simple. Now the question is Hadoop can understand any high level program? One question. Second question. Morning we discussed that. Once if you give data, when there was distributed OS can distribute, but it can't distribute on its own. It don't know how to distribute. Hence, which part should go to which mission? All these things you have to write. If you write everything in the program, that program will be executed. Then why it is called distribute OS? Yeah, if you say this is the way that you distribute, it will be distributed. Suppose for a child, you will say, okay, you give this in so and so house, you give this in some other house, then they will take it and according to your instructions, they will distribute in some 5 or 6 houses in your village, and then they will come back. If you simply give and distribute, entire thing they may give at one place and another place they don't know how to distribute. Hence, in what way that people should distribute, that you have to give clear instructions. That is what happening in the OS. Hence now here also a software designing, here the issue is who should tell about the data distribution? That was the first question. Hence the data distribution, is it to be dictated by the user or Hadoop itself can it do? Then people thought that, okay, how user can do? Suppose Hadoop don't know. Suppose if it asks, tell me in what way I should distribute. Say under Hadoop there are file systems. Then I should know there are 5 systems under it. And in each system, how much memory, those things also should known to me. Allocated for this particular job, how much memory allocated for this task. And so many inner details I require about these systems. Then user, if you want to give, user should know about these systems through Hadoop. Hence I should ask Hadoop, hey Hadoop, how many systems are there under you? In system 1, how much is there? System 2, how much is there? All these things I should take the data as a user. I should think a particular way of distribution. That I have to write that in high level program. Give it to Hadoop. Then it will implement. Then people that even if Hadoop tells about these configuration details, is that every human being, can they think about data distribution? Can they write high level programming about this? It's a bit difficult. You can't expect every other engineering stream people can do this. Hence they thought, no, let it not be in the user control. Let us make Hadoop intelligent. How to make that is a different story. First of all, this data distribution is not user interest. It should be done by Hadoop itself. Hence, the first goal is Hadoop should be intelligent enough to distribute the data. That's the point. That is their first goal. Hence, by knowing this, what is advantage for you? You will have understand. Oh, if I go to Hadoop, if I give data, Hadoop won't ask me any data. Whereas if I go to distributed system, there it expects that I should tell distribution, and also I should write such a distribution in a low level program. Here, I need not write any high level program for data distribution. I have to write only high level program for my problem, not high level program for data distribution. High level program for the problem solving, because I have some goal. I want to calculate some matrix product of 2 matrices. Yes, I want to write matrix multiplication. I want to find the product of 2 matrices. For that I will write. I need not tell how these matrices are to be distributed. That I need not write. Whereas there I have to write at low level, not even high level. Here, how simple it is, you see. Just to give data, it knows how to distribute. They made it. Yes, you need not bother about it. Sir, I want to know. Need not know. It knows how to distribute. Hadoop knows. Unless you are a person who would like to do research in Hadoop, you need not know it. If you want to do research, okay, you can know how it is distributing. And then if you have any research objective to improve it, you can take always Hadoop to the next version. That's what people are doing. Hadoop is going from one version to the other version. Fine. Hence, when you take data to the Hadoop, you need not tell, not need not, even if you tell, it won't listen. Hence, telling about data distribution is not in user's purview, it is Hadoop purview. Hence, with this, What you understood? Okay, if I go and give data to Hadoop, it will distribute. Then another issue will arise now. Suppose I give to you, if you are distributing as per your policy, as per your understanding, as per your thinking process, is it not known to me? Should I know which one gave to which one? Is it required for me to write program? Even if it is required, Hadoop won't tell. Hence, it is now your headache how to write a program. You will not come to know how Hadoop has distributed. Hence, you have got rid of one problem. What is that problem? You need not tell how to distribute. Suppose we give some water for the municipality to distribute. Municipality is distributing water. We give some money to local government. It is distributing as per its own understanding. Now, whatever the way they distribute, whatever the way, whatever the distribution may be, your program should work. It means you should be highly intelligent to write a program that works for any kind of distribution. Whether they distributed uniformly, non-uniformly, whatever it may be, your program should work on any kind of distribution. Because data you have not distributed, you didn't tell. Even if you want to tell, it won't listen. It is distributed by Hadoop. Hence, any program on such a distributed data should work for any kind of distribution. Hence, your program is independent of the distribution. Such a program you have to write. Hence, when you think that there is one advantage, there is another disadvantage. Because you don't know how it is being distributed. Then you should write such a program. Good. Now, second issue. Because distributing the data, any new problems arise. This is very important point. All of you, if you are doing something else, some other work, stop and here, listen to me. This is very crucial, what I am telling now onwards. Any new challenges, any new issues will arise because of distribution. Hence, if this point is not clear, if data is not distributed, data distributed. Data distributed. Data is not distributed. It is just at one place. Here it is distributed. Hence, one non-distributed data, one distributed data. Same data I will take, everything I will put it in one system. Same data I will take, I will distribute among some 10 systems. Will there be any difference? Will there be any new challenges? Will there be any new issues which will arise? That we have to think now. If you think, then only you can solve. Hence, if you take some data, if you do not distribute, on the other hand, you are distributing. Hence, because of distribution, any new problem will arise. See, you have to distribute. Why you have to distribute? You can't store at one place. That is all we have listened on. But now, the moment you distribute, there will be some issues will arise. Some new challenges will arise. New problems are coming up. One problem is solved. What is that? Since you can't design such a huge system, now you are able to distribute. Idea is good. But the moment you distribute it, new problems will arise. What is the new problems? Always no. Always new technology will solve some old problems, but it will bring a new problem. Like that, now this technology helping you to distribute the data, fine. But since data is distributed, compared to your centralized system, entire data is at one place only. Your entire data is in your laptop. Your entire data is in your desktop, in your server, at any one of these places. Whereas if you say my data is in distributed system, my data is in cloud, you can't expect your entire data in one system. Data is distributed. Once it is distributed, any new problem arises. That is the question. This you have to understand. If you can really understand and the remedy address, if you find, which I am going to tell, that is the only important point which you have to catch in big data analytics. If you want to do research also, the same thing. Now, anyone, do you have any idea what new problems will arise because of distribution? If you have some problem, tell me. See, this is my opinion, sir. I think because of distribution, these problems will arise. No problem will arise. Anything you can tell. Does anyone would like to participate?
Dear participants, please respond.
Yeah. Anyone would like to talk? Yeah. Stepamma.
Sir, it's difficult to provide security, sir, in distributed systems.
Okay. I have no issue because that is not valuable. గోల్డ్ అయితే ఎవరిని ఎత్తుకెళ్ళిపోతారు. నేను పడేసిన కాగితాలు ఎందుకు పనికిరావు, ఎవడు ఎత్తుకుపోదు. I don't want security because data is not valuable for me. సెక్యూరిటీ ఇష్యూస్ ఒకవేళ ఏమైనా ఉన్నా కూడా నాకేం అక్కర్లే, ఎవడు ఎత్తుకుపడాడు పడే.
Sir, even data will be lost, sir, in the network. Data will be lost in the network, sir, while moving from one node to another node in the distributed systems.
Okay, data will be lost. Okay.
That's all from my side.
Okay, next. ఇంకొకరు కూడా ఎవరో ముందుకు వచ్చారు. ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ హడూప్ లో నౌ ఆన్ ద హడూప్ మీకు ఎప్పుడు డేటా లాస్ వస్తుంది? when you will get data loss if data is moving from one system to another system, is it not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Here in Hadoop that case won't arise. I am giving data to each and every system. Some data I will give. See, I am distributing means, and what do you mean by that? I will take some data, I will give something to you, Shobharani. I will give something to Purnima. I will give something to Chaitanya. Now I will give something to you and you have to analyze it and tell me what you have done. You need not send this data to some other person. No. I am giving some data. You have to process it and processed result should be handed over to me. Hence, there is nothing like you are sending data from one system to another system. Okay. Therefore, your data leakage, data loss problem will not arise. Data security issues are there, but that we need not worry now. That we are not addressing. Okay, because this is very closed system. We are not bothering. The whole system will be secured. That is enough. Okay. There are issues, no doubt, but that we are not That we are not considering. Anyone else? Okay, then mute చేసేసేయండి. మీ సిస్టమ్ మ్యూట్ చేయండి. You can mute it. Right. Yeah, the difference is if you write some algorithm, this algorithm, if I work on single system, if I load entire data here without distribution, entire data is kept in one system. No? Now this algorithm or program has access to entire data. This program has access to entire data. Entire data is available in one system. Hence, this program can access entire data. Algorithm program is working on entire data. Result will be obtained. Result will be obtained. Result will come out. Whereas same program if I write, and if this program, if it works on each of the system, this system has only part 1, this system has part 2, part 3, part 4. When one program is working on part 1, will it get the entire result? If it works on part 2, is this program working on entire data or part of data? Part of data. When you look at only one part of something, you will not get the overall picture. You will get only knowledge in that part. Hence, whatever the knowledge you can get in this part only obtain. Hence, piecewise knowledge, only local knowledge you will get. Here, another local knowledge you will get. Here, another local knowledge. Because you are seeing only local part, only one part of it. Part of the total knowledge only get. Different parts you are getting. Hence, this local knowledge should be combined. Then only you will get overall knowledge, what we call global knowledge. Whereas here, you will get global knowledge directly. Again, I am repeating. No system is holding entire data. Each system is holding only one part of the data. If this system is having one part, the second system is having another part, third system is having yet another part, and so on. When you write any program, that program working on a part of the data will give only partly knowledge, local knowledge. Suppose there is a big elephant. If you see entire elephant from here, okay, you will get overall knowledge. Okay, that animal is elephant, you can recognize. Suppose that elephant brought into this building, he already kept in one building, and you will enter in one room, and there only one part of the animal is maybe you are just seeing only stomach part. You are unable to see other things because other things are there in the other rooms. You can't view it. Yes, just by touching that stomach, can you feel that it is an elephant? Suppose someone enter into a room where only the tail part is there, tail. Just by touching the tail, oh, is it a snake? No, it is not snake. It is like a rope. He won't see, he won't feel the total global knowledge. Hence, each person touching the local parts of elephant will get only local knowledge. But how this local knowledge will be combined to get the global knowledge? Whereas you see now through a window an animal, entire animal if you see, if you can see entire animal, yes, here you can see entire animal. You can process entire data. Therefore, you will get global knowledge. You will get the elephant feeling. Whereas here, you can't see the whole animal. You can see only one part of the animal. Hence, in a figure, if I am showing, I will show only one part of the animal, only the eyes or the leg part. from just by looking at the leg part of the elephant, can you feel that it is an elephant leg like that? Very difficult. Such legs may be there for some other animal also, you cannot figure. Therefore, you will get only the local knowledge from this. Then they thought that, oh, by distribution, you are losing access to entire data. Hence, you will get only local knowledge first. Then you have to combine local knowledge to get global knowledge. Hence, global knowledge will be obtained in two stages. First, obtain local knowledge, then combine it. Whereas in the single systems, where entire data we do it, when we do not distribute, what is the advantage? Directly you will get global knowledge because algorithm has access to entire data. Here, algorithm accessing entire data is not possible because you have already distributed. Therefore, you are taking data and one part one, you are giving to one mission and it is giving one local knowledge. That's all. Whatever knowledge in the part, that only it gives. Another part, you gave to yet another mission, part 2. That will give local knowledge too. Like this is what is going to happen in the distributed system because you have distributed, no? Entire data is not there. Some part n, mission n, it gives local. Now you have to combine some way. This local knowledge should be combined. This is what is going to happen. Now you have to combine this local knowledge. But how to combine? But anyway, you can now understand there are two stages. One is obtain local knowledge. Obtain local knowledge. Combine it. Two stages. Stage 1, stage 2. Stage 1, stage 2. S1, S2. It is the issue that they have looked at. Oh, because I have distributed, this problem will arise. I can't get global knowledge directly. I lost the provision of accessing entire data because already I have distributed. Okay, how to get? Don't worry. Now you have to understand now. Have you understood this point? Oh, because of the distribution, sir. Yes, this problem will arise. How to overcome this problem? We'll think of. Okay, is it clear? Any doubt? Do you agree? Okay. Okay, now. Right. And this is the problem. Sir, okay, your words are clear, sir, but we are unable to comprehend it. This is my problem. Avuna? Now I will tell one example. Then it will be more clear. Suppose I give a graph. You will load entire graph in a single system. Hence, entire graph you have loaded in a single system without any distribution. On the other hand, you have distributed. You have distributed one part here, part 3, part 4, like this. You have distributed. In a distributed system. This is single system, that is distributed system. Or Hadoop running system. Only difference is in software. Underlying network is same, no? Only here we have Hadoop, there we have distributed OS. Here you have to give high level program, there we have to give low level program. Now I will ask, find shortest path from single source to several destinations. Hence you have this problem solved. You have Dijkstra algorithm. Yes, Dijkstra has solved the problem of finding shortest path from single source to various destinations. Before Dijkstra algorithm, there was no solution. Let us assume. Hence, Dijkstra has provided solution. Now, Dijkstra algorithm will be written here, and it will work on entire graph, and I will get the problem solved. Now, this graph, example, India graph. India graph means there are different cities in India. All these different cities, hence now somewhere this Kolkata, Vijayawada, and so on, this Hyderabad, Delhi, Gujarat, Ahmedabad, something like this. Now, these are all nodes and there will be edges. Hence, now I am giving you the graph with the nodes of cities as nodes and connecting edges are the roads. This entire graph, if I load here in single system, and if Dijkstra algorithm works, then it will find shortest path from Tirupati to Chennai, Tirupati to Hyderabad, Tirupati to Delhi, Tirupati to Ahmedabad, Tirupati to Kanyakumari. From single source to every other destination, you can find shortest path. But Dijkstra algorithm expects entire graph to be in one system. Yeah, this we have been doing it. You are practicing, you are doing this. Now, on the other hand, this India graph, I will distribute over some systems. Suppose Andhra comes here, Tamil Nadu here, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh. Like this, I will distribute it. Let us assume it has just India graph is made into pieces and each piece is given to one system. Even if you load Dijkstra program on each and every system and if you ask, find the route from Tirupati to Delhi. This system, what it will say, sir, Tirupati is there, but Delhi is not there in my graph. Because you have given only AP part. In AP part, where is Delhi? There is no Delhi in AP. If you ask Tamil Nadu, they will say, no, there is no Tirupati, there is no Delhi in this. Because the program that is running on that particular system can access only that part of the data, only Tamil Nadu data. In Tamil Nadu, there is no way. MP, you ask in Madhya Pradesh, they will say, no, there is no Tirupati, there is no Delhi. Whereas here, we will get the path from Tirupati to Delhi via Madhya Pradesh only. But since here it is possible because entire graph is being processed by Dijkstra algorithm. Algorithm has access to entire data. Here algorithm is access to only path data. Therefore, your problem will not be solved. Dijkstra algorithm won't work on distributed data, distributed graphs. Dijkstra algorithm won't work here. Hence, you cannot apply this algorithm. Therefore, this algorithm gone. Not only that, all your algorithms, so far whatever you have discussed in your DA course, data structures, anywhere, so many algorithms you have discussed, no? All those algorithms won't work on big data. Hence, now what is use? The existing algorithms won't work. Hence, therefore, you have to design new algorithms. Hence, only in between we have this algorithm. Prior to this algorithm, the problem was unsolved. Now also problem is unsolved because now you have got big graphs. You cannot load the entire graph in one system. Those systems memory improved, graphs also improved, no? Now someone was talking in morning Facebook, Twitter. Now Facebook, suppose if I want to represent a graph with all the people, no, see, you have a Facebook friend and you and your friend will be connected. You are a node and your friend is a node. You have a common edge because you are conversing with him, Facebooking with him. And if I put all the users and their interconnections as a big graph, as a big graph, you can't load it in a single system. In social network, that is so big, you can't load it in a single system. What you have to do, you have to partition it and distribute it. Once you distribute it, your old earlier algorithms won't work. Understood? Hence, the problem with distribution is this. Hence, how to overcome is an issue. Hence, this is the major issue when we have to discuss in the big data analytics. Because of the distribution, only local knowledge will be obtained first. And then we have to think of how to combine local knowledge to get the global knowledge. Is it clear? Yeah. Now then, Hadoop people thought, okay, Hadoop cannot solve this problem. Hadoop can only take this data and it will distribute one part to this, another part to this, another part 3, part 4, part 5. This is distributing. Hadoop is distributing. It is not even asking user. Once if I give one part to you, I will give one part of the data to you. Shobharani, I will give. Purnima, I will give something. And Dr. Swami, I will give something. And Koteswara, I give something. Now different people are given some data. Then immediately what you will ask, sir, you gave some data, what to do? What program I should work on it? Hadoop cannot write programs, no? Hadoop can't write programs. Hadoop only can implement programs. Can implement programs. Hence, Hadoop what has done? Hadoop has done only data partitioning. Hence, it is data is made into pieces. One piece given to mission 1, another piece mission 2, another piece mission. Now each mission is asking, sir, what to do? You are a mission and you are asking me what to do. Your friend is a mission, he is asking me what to do, like this. Therefore, Hadoop will say, see, my missions are asking program. Oh, user, you please give me. Hence, user has to supply one program. That program is called mapper program. One program, I am calling it as mapper. Name, leave it. There is one program. One program which is to be run on each of the parts. Same program will run on each part. Not different programs on different parts. That is one thing that here they have said. Hence, you have to write the same program which is to be applied on different parts of the data. Such a program, Hadoop can't write. User has to. Morning I was writing, no? Should I write user or Hadoop? data distribution is not users Hadoop. Now mapper, who has to write mapper? You have to write mapper. Hadoop only it will execute this mapper. Execute means whatever you give mapper, that will be given to these missions, because you can't directly talk with the missions, because to which mission it has given. See, on Hadoop, underground there are so many missions. Maybe only for some missions it has distributed, some other missions they are not distributed. Hence, we can't directly give our mapper program onto the missions. Everything should be through Hadoop, because Hadoop only knows to whom it has distributed, to whom it has not. Suppose Dilip Kumar Reddy distributes, he knows to whom he has given. I don't know, no, to whom he has given. Hence, I should give some program mapper. I will say, okay, I'm giving mapper. You take this and load it on, or give it to the people to whom you have distributed. He will come to you, he will give it. Okay, this is the program, you run it. Like that, hand over mapper to Hadoop. Hadoop will give it to each mission, and mission will execute it. Here, Hadoop executes means it is executing on the respective missions, and what will come once this mapper program works on this part of the data, local knowledge will be produced. The same mapper, if it works on another part, another local knowledge will come. Like this, you will have as many local knowledges equivalent to the number of parts that we have made. Okay, hence local knowledge is obtained with the help of the mapper program written by user. Is it clear? Any doubt? Hence Hadoop on its own it can't write. Hadoop will only partition the data. It will wait for the user to give mapper. Once user supplies, Hadoop will ask each mission holding different parts. Ask each mission holding some part to run that program. Is it okay? Yeah. Now what next? And now each mission, suppose you are a mission, I gave you some part of the data, then you have asked what to do. I said, okay, you run this mapper program, you have run the mapper program, and you have produced the local knowledge. And you are telling, sir, local knowledge is ready. You don't know whether you don't call local knowledge, sir, result is ready. But I know your result is not complete, it is only on one part. Similarly, mission 2 is saying, sir, my result is ready. I know this result is valid only on part 2. Because this mission is not seeing entire data. Hence, each individual results, I have to consider them as local knowledge. Now you are asking, sir, result is ready. Take it. What I will do? I can't take, no? Hence, each mapper, each mission is giving local knowledge. Now, the next issue is, where should these local knowledge go? To where it should go? That is the point. And what is the leftover task? Combining the local knowledge. Then it should go to the stage where this local knowledge will be combined. Then they thought that, okay, what is that stage? How to design it? This is the crucial part of the point. Yes, they thought that, let us take some other missions. Let us take some other missions. Let the local knowledge goes to them. let the local knowledge goes to them. And these missions should be responsible to combining this local knowledge. Roughly, they got this idea. Okay, first they come out of this problem. Because every one of you are telling, sir, result is ready, result ready. Now I said, okay, you give the result to so and so person. But now this fellow will ask, sir, this mission has given some result. What I have to do? This mission is asking. Hence, Dr. Vasumati, Shobha Rani is giving result to someone else. And that person will ask, no, sir, what to do? Shobha Rani gave some result. What to do? This result is not the result to be published because there is only local knowledge. And something else is to be done here. Hadoop don't know. Hadoop will ask user, hey user, tell me what program I should give to this mission, which is taking local knowledge. Yeah, it has taken local knowledge, won't be combined. Okay, hence I should write some program to combine. That program is called reducer. Hence there is something called reducer. This program also user should write. Hadoop will execute it. But communication between mapper and reducer is not our work, it is the work of Hadoop. Hence, how this will go there? Will there be any loss? You said no data loss is there. Okay, sir, data is not there. Some anyway local knowledge, that is also data, no? That also goes. Hence, how you see that it is not lost? How it goes securely? Hence, your issues only I am bringing. Yeah, those issues will arise. Now, when you have suspicion that something will be lost, what is the mechanism you have in network? In networks we have, suppose I send one information to you. What you have to send? You have to send me acknowledgement. Hence, if you receive what I sent, some data, you have to send acknowledgement. You have discussed all these things in your networks. Hence, what are different scenarios happen? Suppose you have not received data. I send it, you have not received. Then you can't send acknowledgement. I am expecting acknowledgement. Suppose I don't receive acknowledgement, what is the possibility have happened? Then I can think, okay, you might have not received my data. I sent it, I sent by post, you have not received. I have not received acknowledgement means maybe post or lost somewhere. One scenario. Another scenario, you might have received, you have received it and you have posted acknowledgement, but acknowledgement is lost. You have received my letter, you have sent acknowledgement also, but acknowledgement lost somewhere. But since acknowledgement has not come, then I thought that, okay, you have not received my mail, again I will send another letter. Then now you have two letters, same letter you have received earlier, yesterday also, and today again. Yesterday you have sent acknowledgement, now today you will send again. That acknowledgement also I am not receiving. And somewhere these acknowledgements are going on. These are all these issues you have already discussed in networks. There is no solution. So many protocols you have studied. Everywhere for each protocol there is some problem. Then this Hadoop people thought, let us not bring all those issues to networks, because in networks those problems are not solved. Why should we bring all those things again here? Here it should be very simple. It should be very simple. That too, these missions are all well connected, very closed region. Hence, we should consider this system and propose some simple solution. That is what they thought. And accordingly, they have come up. They have come up means that communication part between mapper and reducer, user need not bother. It is the headache of Hadoop. Hence, Hadoop is made intelligent so that effectively communication takes place between mapper and reducer. You need not know it, but anyway, I will tell. But this is not for you. Hadoop knows. Hence, you need not tell, hey, mapper 1, you send your result to reducer 4, reducer 3. These are all you need not bother. See, so much work is reducer for you. You need not establish communication between the missions. It is established. It is establishing, it is transferring output from mapper to reducer. Hence, output of mapper goes as input to the reducer. How it goes, how it is being communicated, how this mapper 1 knows reducer 3 is the one recipient. All these things, it is Hadoop headache. It is not the user headache. User headache is, after all, writing two programs, mapper and reducer. We give data, Hadoop distributes. It asks what mapper program is given, executes. Mapper result has come out, but how to communicate with the reducer, Hadoop headache. Once reducer has received, reducer require one program, that program written by the user, that is being executed. Once the reducer program executes, the result is global. Hence, whatever it is giving, this is global. Since whatever the results that are coming out of these reducers are global knowledge. Global knowledge. Local knowledge, global. This is how they have designed the system. Any doubt in this system? At present, how the communication establishment need not be known, but anyway, I will tell. That's what I said. You need not know, hence no issue. Is it okay? This is the way that hence from this last few minutes, what you understood, it is not any high-level programs. The programs written as a mapper and reducer. Only two programs you should give. Hence, the limitation of Hadoop is, if you give some 5 programs, saying that this program 1 should run, program 1 should run, program 2 also should run, and these 2 should go to program 3, and program 4 should start then. These 2 will go to program 5. Suppose you have like this in one project. In project, no, we will have these modules. Module 1, module 2. Instead of module, I am writing program 1. Module 1, module 2 will start, their output goes to module 3. Module 4 afterwards it starts, then it will go like this. Suppose you have, sir, I have to implement all these 5 programs. I have written high-level language in Hadoop implements. Hadoop confuses. Why 5 programs? I need only 2 programs. You tell me which is mapper, which is reducer. You will say, I don't have those things, I have 5. You take these 5 programs, go to distributed system fellow. There someone, you catch him because you don't know how to write low-level language. You take your friend, he will understand your high-level language program and he will write according to low-level program. And there you have to tell how this being distributed. All those things they have to write, and this you can execute only in distributed system, but not here. Yes, this kind of things cannot be done on this. That's why the shop has not closed. Why we didn't close the distributed system? Because this is not solving all the problems. This Hadoop will solve only some problems. Even some other big data technologies will solve only some problems. And so, therefore, you can't close distributed system. That is the best way of getting it. But only problem is there you can't, everyone cannot work on distributed system. Very tough to work on distributed system. When toughness is there, people will go away. But when there is something easy, this will be the problem. Is it not? Hence, always this is what we are seeing in our life also. If we are depending on the mission, yes, you will get advantage, at the same time disadvantage. Yeah, Jay Prakash.
Sir, what is meant by black box data?
Black box?
Hadoop, a black box or something.
Black box.
No, black box data in Hadoop.
Yeah, here something, no, from here onwards you don't know. You are giving just the data. How it is distributing, you don't know. And you are giving mapper. You are giving mapper. And you are giving reducer. This entire thing is something like inside what is happening, you don't know. Simply I have given some idea, but for the user, he will consider this is a box. This is a black box. Why it is black? Nothing is happening. If it is black color, no, it's already if I put a black, nothing will be visible. Hence, this is a black box kind of thing. Hence, you give the data, but how it is being distributed, which mission has got, which mission has not got, how many missions are there, nothing is known to you. Then you are giving mapper. That's all. You are not running on each mission. It is Hadoop. Hadoop knows which mission has part and where it should run, which mission is mapper, which mission is reducer, how to establish communication from the mapper to reducer. Everything is happening inside, which is not known to us. Therefore, we are kept in black, in dark.
Sir, is there any priority for machine? Like if machine 3 wants to run first, machine 2 wants to run second. Like, is there any priority given to the machines? Like, sir?
Please repeat.
No, is there any priority given to the machines? Like if machine 1, okay, machine 4 has to run first, then machine 2 has to run second. Like, is there any priority?
We can't set. We can't set here because Hadoop only it is managing the missions. Hence, Hadoop has control on the missions. User don't have.
Okay, okay. Suppose if any urgent data has to be sent, so data has to be sent in a like urgent basis, then
There is nothing like urgent here. No? We give some data, we want to analyze it. It is not the question of only communication part. Connect అవుతాను లింక్ పంపించారా లింక్ పంపించారా The data what we are giving, yeah, it is not the problem of sending some information from one mission to another mission. That is not the problem. What is the problem? We have some data. We want to analyze it. Means we want to learn from the data. What is there in that? That I want to find out. Hence, we have two models. One is you load your data in one mission, okay, and run your program. Load this data in one system and run your program, get the knowledge in the data. Analyze the data and take the knowledge. That is one way. That has an issue. What is that issue? Data is large and you cannot keep in one system. Therefore, when data is used big to a system, I have considered it as big data. I called it as big data since data is big to a system. So what I have done, I have taken such a huge data, I distributed in different systems. Who has distributed? I can distribute, but I can distribute only in distributed systems. When it comes to the Hadoop, I can't distribute directly to the missions. I can give only to Hadoop. I can give it only to you. Suppose you are principal, I will give data to you only. I can't directly go to your faculty and hand over my data. Hence, I give it to you, principal. Hence, as principal, you know to whom you want to distribute. Hence, you are distributing. And you are distributing, and what each faculty has to do, each faculty has got one part. And what each faculty has to do with that data that you don't know, that's why you have asked. Give me one program which each faculty has to do. I gave a program. I gave a program to you. But you are the person who is going and handing over this mapper to those faculty to whom you have handed over the data. Because I don't know who are the faculty who got the data, who have not got the data, all these things I don't know. I am only handing over directly mapper to you. You are the person, you remember to whom you have given data and you are giving it. Since each faculty is seeing only one part of the data, that faculty will produce only local analysis, local knowledge. I will call it as local analysis because this analysis is done partly on one part of the data only. This analysis is done on one part of the data, and so I am calling local knowledge. This mission is analyzing another part of the data. This is another local knowledge. Hence, now this local knowledge should be combined. That also you have to do because finally I will come in the evening. I will collect the final answer from you. Hence, what you are doing, initially you gave data to each faculty. Some faculty, out of your 100 faculty, 20 faculty are identified by you and you have distributed. You know how it is distributed. You have produced local knowledge and these 20 local knowledges you have given to some other 10 people and they are responsible for combining. But how to combine, they don't know, you don't know. Hence, you have asked me, I gave you a reducer program. Hence, the power of reducer program is if it runs, it will combine the local knowledge. Hence, I gave such a nice program to you because I don't know who are those 10 people taking the output from these 20 people. Hence, I gave reducer program to you. You are running, you are handing over to those 10 people and you are taking care of how these 20 people will hand over their 20 different local knowledge to these reducers. This is all your thing happening inside your college. Nothing is known to me. Therefore, it is black box. Your college is black box for you. What is happening inside the black box is not known to outside people. Since it is not a transparent, if it is white box, then we can see what is happening inside. It's a black box, therefore nothing is visible. And each reducer, each faculty of those 10 people, they are producing output. This output is collected in one system that I will say, that is a file system, distributed file system, that you are handing over. It means morning I gave data, two programs, mapper and reducer. The rest of the things you have done, you have taken care. Hence here there's nothing like any communication fast, something done, nothing. Is it clear? Jay Prakash. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right, fine. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Someone else? Harichandana. Uh, Harichandana needs permission. It is asking, fine. Oh, maybe, yeah, someone else is allowing them into the system. Is it clear now? Okay. Now once we understood this kind of setup is there inside, I was in a flow that how to establish this to that. Okay. Now I will take one example, very simple example, and tell you how to write this mapper logic, reducer logic for such a data. And once if we write a mapper and reducer for such a data, where I want to do something on this data, I have some problem which is to be solved with the help of this data. But how that I will get it done by the Hadoop, by what kind of mapper and what kind of reducer I can write. And once if I hand over, what will happen inside the Hadoop also, I will just explain with an example. Okay. Yeah. The example is very simple problem. Word count problem. Word count problem. What do you mean by this word count problem? Count the words. Very simple. Count the words. Count the words where in a given document. Hence, count the words in a given document is a problem. This problem is, I am calling it as word count problem. Okay, this is the problem. You know how to solve it. Suppose I give some document to Jay Prakash. He knows how to solve this problem. Suppose I give one page document. Can't you find, can't you count the words? Jay Prakash. Suppose I give a document to you. Can't you find the count of can't you find the word count?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. I can find.
Yeah. How you will find?
I can write program. I can through program you're asking, or manually I have to count.
Okay, manually what you will count?
Manually count the number of words in the given file.
Okay, which words?
Yeah, 4-letter word, or 3-letter word, 2-letter word.
Hence the point is all the words in the document. Okay, hence you will start reading the document. You will take the document. Very first word, suppose the is there. Oh, I got a word called the. The how many times so far repeated? One. The king. Oh, king is that. Suppose after some time again the comes. What you will do? You will add 1 to it. And finally, your result should be what are different words? How many times each word has come? total frequency. This indicates how many times the indicator has come, king how many times repeated, queen how many times repeated, kingdom how many times repeated. Like this, what are different words and their frequency? This is the problem. You can solve it, is it not? You can do manually. You can do manually. Okay. Now, the same thing, you can write a program also. It is not an issue. Okay. You can read first word, set up it. Second word. If second word is first word or not, how to do? Means whenever you see a word, you should look at is it already listed or not. If it's already listed, increase the count. If it's already not listed, create as a new word. Like this, you can write a program. And you give this document to a mission. You load this document in a single system, load this program, then it will generate the word count. Over. Now instead of document, one-page document, I will give a big book, one book. The book name is Ramayana. Some book called Ramayana that is given to you. Count the words. Then you will say, oh, it is very big book, sir. How many words will be there? It is very difficult. Yeah, difficult only. That's why I will say I don't count all the words. Only count 10 given words. 10 words. What are those 10 words? I will give 10 words. Rama, Sita, like this. I will give. Hence, these 10 words we have to count. How many times Rama repeated in entire Ramayana? How many times Sita repeated in entire Sita? You have to count it. Can't you do this? Jay Prakash, can't you do this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can do, sir.
Yeah, we can do. How we can do? We take Ramayana first page, first word. We see whether first word is one of these 10 words or not. Initially, all these 10 words will be initialized to 0. If suppose first word is Sita, then I will increase it. Second word is none of these 10, maybe something else, some other Valmiki is there. But Valmiki is not there in my 10 words, I can ignore it. Dasaratha is there, it is not there, suppose in the 10 words, I can ignore. Hence, ignore all other words, but you have to read word by word. If you see any of these 10 words, corresponding counter should be increased. This is how you will read entire Ramayana, word by word, from first word of the first page to last word of the last page, you will count the count. This is how you can do. Same thing, you can write a program also. It is not big data then. I need not distribute, I can give entire Ramayana to you. You can do it. Okay, how many days is required for this? Jay Prakash, if I ask how many days is required for you, what you will do?
So since the content of book is very huge, I can't exactly say.
No, you cannot. Suppose I will give 100 years to you, no problem. Can't you do it in 100 years? You can do, no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Suppose, no, sir, 100 days, why they require? I require only 6 months, suppose you say. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Maybe you can do in 6 months, suppose, let us assume.
Okay.
Let us assume that you can read entire Ramayana, suppose it is only 10,000 pages. 10,000 pages you can finish off in 6 months because you don't have any other work. Per month we are paying 10 lakhs.
Okay.
Yeah, in 6 months you can finish off it. No problem. You alone reading. You have access to entire Ramayana. You have algorithm. You can work it. 6 months time you have asked. But I will say, see, day and night you are working. Minimum time you are sleeping, eating, bathing, and then the entire time you are spending. For that you require 6 months. I will say, no, Jayaprakash, you have to finish off in 2 months. Then what you will say? Sir, already I am spending all my time, just night time I am sleeping only 4 hours. Another 2-3 hours I am for other purposes. That's all. I can't do it. By doing this only, it requires 6 months. If you ask in 2 months, it is big to me. I alone cannot do. What do you mean by big to? I can't do, you go say. It is big to you. Means you alone cannot do. You alone cannot do. Okay, then I will say, okay, let us go to Hadoop. Let us go to Hadoop, because under Hadoop there are so many people. You are only one person. But once if we go to Hadoop, there are so many persons. Hence we will go to Hadoop and we will hand over Ramayana to it. We hand over Ramayana to it. And what it will do, Ramayana means 10,000 pages we said. No? This 10,000 pages Ramayana, it will give 500 pages to each person. How many people? 20 people. Hence, Hadoop has identified 20 people in your town, and for each person 500 pages only given. 500 into 20, 10,000. 10,000 data, 10,000 pages distributed to 20 people. Now, each person, this first person holding first 500 pages is asking what to do. Second person also asking, he is also holding 500 pages, but this is another 500 pages. This is 1 to 500, this is 501 to 1000, 1001 to 1500, like that. Okay. Each person is asked what to do. I will give mapper. What is mapper logic? Same logic, whatever you want to follow, what is your logic? Your logic is first take all the 10 names, initialize them to 0, initial counter is 0. You read first page, first word. If it is one of these 10, increase their frequency. If it is not one of these, ignore that word. Like that, one by one, you have to finish off. I will tell same logic to all the people. Hey, all of you have to follow the logic of Jayaprakash. Only difference is Jayaprakash can process entire data, but it requires a lot of time. But now it is partitioned and it is distributed over 20 people. But these people also have to follow same logic. Hence, in this problem, there is no difference between your logic, centralized system logic, distributed system logic. Same mapper, same program, I will write it as a mapper and I gave it to you. Now, what this mission will do, this mission, this person who is reading these 500 pages, page by page he is reading, all 500 pages he will read. But he is not reading entire Ramayana, he is reading only 500 pages. Hence, what will be the output, tell me? He will say, Rama 64, Sita 23. Like this he will give for all the Ravana 0. It means Ravana not appeared in this first 500 pages. Rama appeared only 64 pages, 64 times. Sita appeared 23 times. That is the information. This is the local count.
Hello.
This is local.
Hello.
Yeah. Jayachandra, mute it. Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
Mute the mic and then talk. It's like this, each mission will give the Rama count 96, Sita 40, Ravana 100 times, like this. Have you understood this? Any doubt for any other person? Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Is Jay Chandra ready now? Jay Prakash, is he ready? Message.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Ah. Jay Prakash, are you now in the class?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, first person who is reading first 500 pages, he will generate Rama 64. The meaning is Rama word appeared 64 times in the first 500 pages. Mission 2 is giving Rama 96. It means Rama appeared 96 times in the second 500 pages. Okay? Like
Yes, sir.
that, each mission is giving Rama count, Sita count, all these things. Everyone is giving. First mission is giving count for each of the 10 words. Second mission is giving count of 10 words. Like that, all the missions are giving. Now we have to combine it. How you will combine? Tell me. How you will combine?
No idea, sir.
No, you have idea. I know that is there in your mind. You don't want to tell because we will know your idea. That's why you are not telling. The idea is very idea. What you know is this. You take another 10 missions, 10 reducers. First one is responsible only for Rama. One person, 10 missions or 10 persons. Let us take in your story 10 persons. First person representing Rama, second person representing Sita, third person representing Lakshmana, 10th person representing Ravana. 10 people. You have taken 10 people or 10 missions. This first mission has to send this Rama count to, from here also Rama count goes to this. From every mission, Rama count only will go to this Rama person. Then what this Rama person has to do? See, received 164 from first mission, 64 plus from second mission he has received 96 plus like this for all 20. If you sum up, he will get result, no? Maybe 1064, suppose. The sum of these 20 numbers that he is receiving from 20 missions, and this mission also sending only Rama count. He will not send Sita count to Rama. No. Rama count only will go to Rama mission. Sita count will go to Sita mission. There is another mission for Sita. No? Means from every mapper, only Sita count will go to Sita reducer. Lakshmana count will go to Lakshmana reducer. Ravana count will go to Ravana reducer. Now these reducers, what they have to do, they have to sum up this and they will tell this. Now, is it not equivalent to Rama repeated in entire Ramayana? Whether the problem is solved or not? Jay Prakash? Is problem solved? Is it clear to you? Any doubt? Yeah, tell me, Jay Prakash. Hello? Is Jay Prakash speaking?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, is it solved problem?
Sir, actually, I was busy in answering that quiz questions.
Huh?
Oh, that quiz questions was quiz questions. So in that, I was busy answering. So half I concentrated here, half I concentrated there.
Okay. Yeah. You can see Rama count that is obtained in the first banded phase obtained here, and that is communicated here, and that is how this is getting. Fine.
What the?
How we can write? You see here I have 10 reducers. Why 10 reducers? There are 10 keys, 10 words. Can't we minimize? We can, but let us not at present. There are 10 words. And the local count now here it is going. Hence now inside, how this mission knows that it should send only Rama count to this mission, Sita count to another mission, how it knows. That is the magic inside the Hadoop. How this magic is happening? These are all reducers. Here, the output from each mission is in the form of Rama 64, Sita 23, means some key, some value. Some key. I am calling these names as keys, hence a key and a value. Hence, what is this keys are suddenly are bringing a new word key. Key is nothing but the value I want to communicate to Rama. To whom I want to communicate? To a mission responsible for Rama. Hence, that is called key. To whom you want to communicate? To Rama mission. Therefore, Rama is key. What you want to communicate? 64. 64 is the value. Hence, this mission has to generate the output in the form of key value pairs. Key value pairs. Then here reducers, in between what they do, Hadoop, they have a mechanism called, instead of mapper sending directly to the mission, there is an indirect way of doing it. What is that they do? In real part, this mapper is not handing over this to the reducer, whether these key value pairs will be dumped into this distributed shared memory part. In this, there is something called a common place where this data is dumped and these are all sorted. హలో దిలీప్ కుమార్ రెడ్డి
సార్ ఉన్నాను సార్. నమస్తే సార్.
నమస్తే. ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఆపుదాము, రేపు ఉదయం మిగతా కంప్లీట్ చేద్దాం.
ఓకే సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. యా థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.